Let's roll. This is Countercharge, your podcast for ranks, flanks, and kings of war. Join your hosts as they delve into the world of Panithor and bring you worldwide coverage of all things Kings of War.
Welcome to Countercharge. I'm Jeremy Duvall.
And I'm Matt Croger. Welcome to our very delayed April Fireside that might become a May Fireside. And
I'm calling this the Matt and Jeremy Are Still Alive episode.
yes, yeah, exactly. Well, and hopefully Rob is. We're missing him this morning after we stood him up 2 weeks ago, which is why the Fireside's delayed in the first place.
So now he's like,
my alarm's
I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised from the Puppet Master, if he's just teaching us a little lesson here on, this is what happens, boys, when you don't show up.
Exactly. You never take anything for granted with Robbo. You never know if you're on his list, his shit list or not.
Yeah, exactly. So, we've just been chewing the fat while awaiting, and we thought, well, let's kick in and get this episode started. And so let's run through our usual thing. We'll start with the community update, which I don't have a lot going on locally, although I've got a one-dayer coming up in a few weeks that I'm madly trying to get the Trident Realms done for.
Fantastic, by the way. Way to go.
No, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
really appreciate that. And so that's mostly the only thing going on very locally. Do you have anything, Jeremy? There's been a little bit of chat going around about what the next Masters is going to look like.
Yeah, so we're getting our team together. The West Coast is getting our team. So our season ended with Lone Wolf. So we're just sort of getting the team together. It's going to be interesting because some of our regulars, based on life and, everything, are not going this year. So we're going to have some new faces. We're going to probably have some mercenaries on our team. So, but just they're getting ready to go, getting organized for that Masters coming up. So that's basically community wise what's been going on in the King scenes. We had some players go to Lone Wolf, and then now it's just trying to get that team ready to go to Masters, which I unfortunately will not be going to this year. Just a combination of things. I think it's cost, it's time, it's travel. Also, the big thing is the change from third to fourth. None of my armies stayed playable. And I just do not have the time in my life right now with everything going on to paint a mass combat rank and flank game. I just can't do it. So then that gives me sort of the option to borrow armies, which can be fun, but the competitor inside my heart who wants to do well struggles sometimes being at an event with an army that you've borrowed, because really you're only going to do so well because it's not your army. You didn't know it. So that definitely has taken some of the King's wind out of my sails, is not having a functioning army. I mean, I do have my Zerkali that I'm excited to put together, but it's just been a challenge to find the time to paint Kings, and just lifestyle wise, I found that I really kind of have time for one game, and that one game needs to be a game I can play in person because I can't quite travel for as many I mean, back in the day, I would travel for 7-8 tournaments a year, like get on an airplane, right? And that way I still felt like I was playing Kings a lot, because you go to a tournament, you get 5 or 6 games, you're getting that experience. So that previously, when I didn't play in person as much, I still felt like I was connected to the community. I was getting my games in. But now that I can't fly anymore as much, and I can't get games in person, it's been real difficult to stay committed to Kings within that environment. So, I've been playing a lot of MCP, which there's a much bigger scene for my local area. It's a little easier to paint one miniature, and that one miniature is a whole new unit, than it is I got to paint 60 spear guys. But I don't know. I don't know if that resonates with you at all, Matt. It's when you have a family, your hobby time needs to be spent more precisely, because that's all I got, right? Before I could play 4 or 5 games, and it doesn't matter if I'm not getting games in this, I'll still paint an army for it. And now I felt like I just need to be a little bit more tactical with how I spend my hobby time. And I've just spent 10 years trying to get Kings of War going in California, Northern California, and if I can't get it. I just can't get it to catch on. So I have sort of felt like I've had to redistribute some of my hobby bandwidth to other things.
Yeah, 100%. It's a difficult thing, right? And I'm, I get the painting in where I can and I can punch it out, but often it's, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning or late at night or something. But at the same time, and, not dissimilar to you, I'm certainly not playing a lot of games. The weekly hobby at the shed hasn't been happening super frequently between work and family. But yeah, the vast majority of my games are happening at like one-day tournaments or things like that, which is probably why I remain horrible at fourth at this point in time.
What's your sense now that you've played it a little bit more? Like, how are you? Because I haven't played barely at all. So I mean, like, what have you been liking it, not liking it, or what's your sense now that you've been had it for a little?
No, I definitely like it. I still think that all the little nuances in the room, in the rules haven't been fully realised on the table, which I think I think there's still a lot of room for the game to grow. I very much enjoy the game, and I think it is quite different tactically. It's still a movement game, but I think the combat piece has become so much more important, and having to come to grips with, it's rare to one-shot something, right? You used to spend 4, 5, 6 turns leading up to making sure you could one-shot some units, and that is with the not so much strider and crushing and things on the table and only being allowed, two in a facing, that those changes are pretty significant. But no, I haven't had an unenjoyable game. That's for sure. And I do have faith that some of that flavor is returning.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
I think the nature of the gaming world is cyclical, right? Like, I think I've been heavy into Kings now for 11 years. And I think part of the reason why that has been the podcast, right? Keeping you connected. But I think you talk to anyone and their gaming history is uh, they visit a lot of different islands, right? Doesn't mean they're not going to go back to their, like, Kings is still my favorite island in the chain, right? I'm just like checking out some of the other islands right now. But do I have any doubt that a future vacation will be back into that home island that I love so much? No, I have no doubt about that at all. It's just like just trying some different stuff, and like, it's hard when the game store that's literally 5 minutes down the road from me, their monthly tournament for MCP, though small, 10 to 15 players, but my local scene has some of the top players in the world. So on my weekly Saturday in MCP, I can go and lose 5 times in a row or whatever, but I'm playing like a really high level of competition. So the competitor inside me really gets jazzed from that I can have access to like a really high end community that I don't have to fly to get. I can go down the street, mm, get down the street, and play. But yeah, still on my agenda to return to right now. It's you know, just hard to get games in, and I don't really have an army that functions, and it's like all those reasons. But I'm still trying to follow, like, what's the events and see who's winning. And I know people who are really having a great time with fourth and are enjoying it. And it's a lot of new people that I'm hearing. I see a lot of new names, which I think was one of their main goals, right? Was to try to introduce Kings of War and fourth to like some new faces. So on that level, I think they've been successful. And then I do hear a lot of newer names and see newer names on tournament results.
Yeah, and I mean, with that attempt at growth, Jeremy, Mantic have a role to play there too. And he comes around. We had a shop try and start stocking the one that for the guy that always runs where we host Clash of Kings, and their product distribution is just. I'll have to sword clank it because I'm not going to use another word. It's dog shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's just. I paid I think $700 or $800, and half the order was wrong. Half
Yeah.
the order was wrong, and he's been trying to sort it out for more than 3 months, you know? And the guy on the other end's like, "Oh, no, that's you haven't paid for the next part of the order." It's not the next part of the order. It's the first order that you sent incorrectly, you idiot, you know? And just trying to blame everyone else. But the fact is like this stuff about hacking and things has been an issue since day one, and it still remains awful, you
Yeah.
know? And then you get the other side where I opened a Knucker box the other day, like just, those tiny little boxes, and there was 2 in there. Like, how do you, which obviously that works for me, but like, how do you put 2 in a box where there's only meant to be 1? I just don't even get some of these issues.
And I think, and I'm gonna be like, and it's hard to say this because I love Kyle, I love Ronnie. I think if you were to say who has been a positive force for the Mantic hobby, you can't say there's anyone who's done as much as we've tried to do. And this is, I'm not trying, this is from, I'm a super humble dude, but this show has spent 10 years trying to put through as biggest a positive lens as possible. This game system and company that we love, but they just get in their way. They get in their own way. And
Mm.
I think the scene 10 years ago compared to now, I think the miniature gaming space is so competitive and so impacted with high quality miniatures and companies and game systems that provide a certain level to their participants that I feel um, I just don't get that as much from Mantic. So when I'm thinking
Yeah.
about where do I want to spend my money in an economy and environment where your dollar doesn't go as far as it used to, I have to think about. I'm starting to think about where it's like, you know, where do I want to put my dollars as far as how guaranteed am I getting to get a high level product sent to me
Mhm.
on time with all the correct parts, um, and
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you knock the models out of the park, right? If you shit the bed on delivery or
yeah.
just putting the wrong bits in the box.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you, especially with the fact that I think one of Mantic's biggest challenges and hurdles that they haven't tackled is how to get into the physical stores, especially for us in North America. They just are not in stores. Or if you find Mantic in stores, guess where you find it? You find it in the 20% off section or the clearance section, right? So, and I think part of that is the quality of the product and the availability and the making sure you get it on time and like all of these things. And I understand there's certain things that you as a company don't have control over, and there's a lot of things around stuff that we on the outside don't see. But I just always look at, well, all these other miniature companies seem to be able to do it. You know what I mean? So if these other companies can produce really high-end models and make sure they're shipped on time and get to game stores, like what's the disconnect? Why are you guys struggling? And I don't
yeah.
have a I
Yeah.
don't have an answer to that question.
I don't have an answer either. I don't have an answer either. But it's probably a good time that we can use that to roll into the hobby update because
Sure.
and that's probably why I'm so frustrated because I was on a tear with the Trident Realms,
Oh yeah, you were getting
just
so much done.
punching them out,
Yeah.
15, 1,600 points. Like that bit of the challenge for me is almost broken. I've got the rest of it based up. And I started just painting the new stuff and what I liked. And then I turned that into a list and started painting towards a list to get me to this 1 day tournament. And then I haven't got the stuff I need because they cocked up the order. So I've had to rewrite the list and that's kind of created a bit of a handbrake for me while I do that. And I've had to together some other stuff and I'll probably get it done. And if I don't, I'll just take something else. But, when it is a little frustrating when you've got hundreds I've probably got $10,000 worth of Mantic product on my shelves, and then these kind of things just put a handbrake on your hobby. But yeah, so compared to our last episode with Trent, which I don't think the second episode's gone out yet, my hobby progress is about the same. But I also am starting to once I get to this list, I think I'll have to cleanse my palate a bit with some Zerkali to try and get them out towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I've just been working on what theme I was going to do. I was considering a bit of Zerkali in Elven Ruins, and then I remembered that was your theme, Jeremy. So now I'm pivoting again.
Feel free to steal it. You have my permission to take it, because who knows when I get that project done / we're on different sides of the earth. So
yeah. Well, it was kind of, I was working through the lore and I was like, some Slavic ruins or something would probably, but I'm like, that's a bit boring, medieval ruins. And I was like,
yeah.
are they going through the Elven ruins? And then I was like, oh no, hang on. Jerry's done. I recall seeing heaps and heaps of printing he's done for that.
Yes. But I would like, if you did do that, you could just say, hey, these are my cool Zerkali invading an elf temple, an idea which I stole from Jeremy Duval. You just have to say that whenever you deploy your army, you have that disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly. I stole the idea, but only one of us built the army.
And then if you ever win a tournament, you got to send me some tam tams. What isn't that they're called? Tam tams or
Tim Tams?
Tim Tams. You owe me like my Tim Tam royalty box, and then we'd be good to go.
Imagine how much that'll cost me with gas and the Strait of Hormuz closed to get those to you. You know,
seriously,
it's like a $2 packet of biscuits, and it'll cost me $50 to ship it.
$50 to ship it to me, and it'd be like, oh man, are these caviar encrusted Tim Tams? What's going?
You're worth it, though, mate. I'd do that.
Well, when in Rome, as I say.
Yeah. And so, what have you been doing? Any hobby? I do have this fear of giving you all this crap that you're just going to turn out at the end of your episode, and you're going to go ta-da, and there's going to be like 3,000 points of Zerkali there.
No, I mean, I have been doing a lot of hobby, but just like in other things. So I've been doing a lot of 3D printing, especially around my table. So still working on the Fortress, Painter's Fortress. Painter's Fortress. So I've done tons of that. So, but I'm stopped sending pictures until I'm done with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you would be shocked at how much Painter's Fortress I have done. I've been doing a lot of that. I sent you a picture in chat of I'm working on some stuff for MCP, painting She-Hulk.
Oh, that's sexy. Yeah.
I've done, what else have I done lately? Spider-Man. So I have been painting some MCP stuff. Working on the Painter's Fortress. I've also been working a lot around you should check this out. It's called the Warganizer.
Ooh, is that on My Mini Factory or separate?
They have their own website and they have a Patreon.
Oh, this is the thing with your painting handles and stuff, is it?
No, this is for miniature cases and storage.
Oh, okay.
It's very cool. Like, they have a bunch of cool. I would say it's maybe more designed for skirmish games or smaller model count games. But I've been messing around with a lot of those, like printing figure cases, printing just essentially, since I've sort of like haven't had the King's bug to paint an army. What I have been doing is trying to get like my hobby space and stuff all organized, and like doing sort of, I guess you'd call them like hobby adjacent type stuff. But I have been doing a lot of painting with MCP, which has been super fun. It's really interesting to just pick up one model and paint that one model from start to finish. It's just a completely different experience than painting. You don't have the set when you have a full painted King's army and you get it on the table. That there's no satisfaction like that. Like fielding an MCP roster fully painted is nice, but it's like 10 guys, whatever. So you miss out on that like sense of accomplishment. However, you get your getting things done sense of accomplishment skyrockets, because I'm still super slow. So it still takes me a month to paint or 3 weeks to paint one MCP model. But at least when I painted that one MCP model, I have a unit. Whereas last year I painted 5 ice elementals, and I painted all the time last year. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like you miss a little.
It's why characters in Kings are so pleasing too, right? As a bit of a cleanser, because you just I've really learned to appreciate my individual models. That's for sure. What's interesting about this organizer, Jeremy, is that they've got. I mean, I know it's a theme basically, but they've got Halo. So
Yeah, they got a whole Halo
yeah.
setup. If you're into Halo,
Mm,
check out Organizer. They have, like, and I said, and it's a system really well designed for skirmish type games, but it's really cool. It fits all your trays, fits all your dice, has all these cool modular. It fits perfectly under the seat in front of you on the airplane, so it's great for traveling. So it's just a great, and you can get the STL files, and then their Patreon has is really good. So I've messed around with that for a little bit. I really love my new lights, the Game MB lights that I got at Adepticon. I've now painted with them for a few months and absolutely, absolutely love them. So if you're looking for new lights or a different
mm,
uh, light option, make sure you check out Game MB. And it's
mm,
the Lucent light uh, is the name. But so what about, so there has been hobbying happening, but also Grant, my stepson, has been in baseball, and so he's had 3 practice games 3 or 4 days a week, and his schedule is this is something that I'm the number 1 full-time parent on.
mm,
So when you're spending so I've been spending a lot of like my free time sitting at baseball practice at sports
mm.
ball practice.
It's not a convenient place to paint.
No, not so, but I've been playing a lot of games on my phone, which
Yeah.
is, but outside of that, not as much hobby. But I did go to the Rocky Mountain Open in Denver for an MCP tournament to visit my buddy Jeff Swan, who lives up there, and it is a frontline gaming event. So that was pretty cool. I won best painted with my X-Men, which was super fun. Uh,
Awesome.
that's interesting because that is a space where hobby is not as there's some good painters, but I would say the overall hobby is not as hardcore as it is
Mhm,
in Kings. And that game system has no real soft scores. It's
mm.
just who wins. Like they don't really do sportsmanship awards. They don't do an overall champion. They don't do. But one thing they have that I really like that we need desperately in Kings is they have all of MCP is organized through a website called Longshanks that also
Mhm,
does other game systems. It does like all the AMG stuff, uh, Malifaux, Conquest, but it keeps all of the tournaments are run through that. So it's tournament running software, plus it's statistics software. So I can look up my statistics and see where I rank in the world. I can see how many games I've won, what my winning percentage is against this or that. I can look under X-Men and see of all the people who play X-Men, where am I listed?
mm.
It's the whole global community. So I feel like for Kings, we need I know there's different areas have hubs, but I think it would be awesome if we had like a global competitive Kings of War hub that everything went
Yeah.
through.
Which I think the companion's meant to be, right? But it's just not. And it's like when you can't even keep the errata in the rules, like you can't expect it to be the hub. And things like I went to a tournament a couple of months ago where they still used the companion to run the tournament. And it's been made worse again. Like the list submission was just awful. It's been made
Oh yeah,
worse. Like
I'm
it's
sorry.
just
Yeah, the dream
yeah.
of the companion was great, but if you were to argue with me that the dream of the companion has been realized, I would be say what broken down bridge are you trying to sell me?
Mm,
Because it just
yeah.
ain't happened. And I
The
can't
best thing you can say, it's a good list builder. That's it.
and that's what it is. As
Mm,
as the list building component, outside of the having to wait weeks and weeks for the new stuff to get on there, and then when it does get on there, it's all wrong and edited
mm.
incorrectly. Outside of that, the list builder portion is right there, but it being a source for sort of competitive Kings of War where I can look at all this, I don't know. Either I don't know how to use it or it hasn't achieved that. Uh, I don't
It
know.
definitely hasn't achieved it. It's not a you problem.
Okay, well then that's good to know
Yeah, yeah.
because I've been sort of, you know what I mean. I want to give credit where credit is due and not make
Mm,
critiques that are not founded in reality, right?
mm.
But um,
Yeah, 100%. Well, with that, why don't we just take a quick break and we'll be back. And we've got a bit to talk about. We'll talk about the Vault and the new models that dropped last night from Visalia.
Visalia hotness.
I'm Stephen Devonish, winner of 2026 Clash Australia, and you're listening to Countercharge.
And welcome back. Before we get into our Basalian goodies, we might discuss the vault that came out for May. So we're a little bit early to be discussing the preview for June. But I'm just I'll share the picture with you, Jeremy.
Yeah, let's take a look.
This is a bit of a weird old month, this one, because there's just a big mix. There's what are they, the firefight orcs? What are orcs called in firefight?
Marauders.
So there's those. There's some random multi-bases. Then there's a bit of Empire of Dust. I'm assuming that's the...
Shobik.
Yep, Shobik. And are they the Empire of Dust swarm? What's that swarm?
Yes, or probably would make sense. It would make sense because it's Empire Dust, but those almost look like a rat swarm to me or something.
Yeah, actually, if I go through, it'll tell.
Does it say what it is?
Empire of Dust swarms. Yeah. So they're just the caption just says swarms.
I'm guessing they're supposed to be like scaraby beetles, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think the swarms for Mantic are some of their worst productions.
Not
like the Trident Realm, swarms, whatever.
It does look like they've given Shobik. I don't believe those extra heads come in the normal Shobik box.
Oh, yes. True.
It looks like they give you a couple different heads, which is cool.
Yep. And then there's Magnilda from Northern. Magnild is that Varangur? Like Northern Alliance?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ector is there. So weird old month with a bit of a mix. Almost feels like we're running out month, or we need a filler month before the next release.
I do like that they're continuing to do the pre-sculpted multi-base dioramas. I think that's a fantastic idea. These to me feel a little bit like, again, I feel like I don't want this to be a poo-poo on Mantic Day, but it's just, I mean, I could do that multi-base right there in 2 seconds. If you're going to do pre-done multi-bases, man, they seem like they just slapped on some shit and we're like, here's some multi-bases. I'm sorry, guys, but I love you to death.
People are going to wonder where Positive Buddha has gone. This
is like my WWE heel turn. I've like turned and now I'm a bad guy, I guess, is what's happening here. But we got our bespoke custom Kings of War branded arc. These gotta need that. So
yeah. And I mean, I like seeing Shobik in there and Ector. They're nice models.
Totally.
So,
I think the Shobik is pretty cool. That is one of their models that I think is neat.
And I think it would come out really nicely on a high quality resin printer.
Oh, so. Totally would be real. And I think you could mess with the scale too. Maybe you even want to make him even a little bit bigger. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
It's been an interesting month on Vault Fanatics where there's been a fair bit of whinging and complaining. I will get on board with that. I think when you're not aware, if you don't have some of the originals or you do and you haven't measured them, not having things same scale of the same model can be a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
What I won't get on board is saying, Mantic should provide us with the mirrored versions or something like that when it's literally one button before you print it. Yeah. So I'm like, it is okay to have to do something yourself.
And that's why I say, I preface when I make critiques, I don't want to make those type of critiques, right? No. Unresearched, just like stupid, like white noise upset, of trying to, if you have a critique, have it be grounded in reality. You know what I mean? So
yeah, 100%. So that's a bit of a mixed month. I'll be very interested now that we've seen some Basalian models drop, that what we get for June. And because there's also a concurrent My Mini Factory tribe going on now for Firefight, I think. Have you seen that, Jeremy?
I have not seen that.
Let's see if we can bring that up.
Which I will continue to say, all their sci-fi stuff is like so exciting. Firefight is cool. I got a bunch of their Epic Warpath stuff that I really want to paint. So,
well, and those Marauders in the Vault, they're a really nice model, aren't they? The Marauders,
and I really I absolutely love Firefight's take on orcs, space orcs, is not the rowdy soccer hooligan, give me teeth orc. Instead, it's the like hardcore predator like there's a spec ops mercenary team. They're like the best mercenaries in the galaxy. So to me, Marauders have a much more sinister, dangerous feel. Space orcs do in Firefight than they do in 40K. They're not as ridiculous. So I personally love Marauders, their theme around them. They still have some of the funniness of space of that sort of trope, I guess, but they're a lot more dangerous feeling.
Yeah, 100%. And so this is I've pulled up the My Mini. Yeah, so there's a My Mini Factory tribe going on now, which is like My Mini Factory's Patreon. And so this is why we've got the Marauders in the vault. So it looks like there's a fair bit of crossover. Looks like if they give you some sort of infantry unit, that maybe we'll just be getting that in the vault just to time with it. But you're not getting some of the bigger things that are currently May. It looks like it's the Marauders for May in the tribe on My Mini Factory.
Yeah, and it looks like My Mini Factory has the skyscrapers, which are the jump pack troops, and then they have one of their Ripper Walker deals, and then there's an Enforcer Strider also in there, which is like the Dreadnought sort of deal. But
and again, just looking at that, they've got 509 subscribers to that tribe on its own.
Yeah.
So I think that's good.
And how I'm not familiar so much with how tribes work on My Mini Factory. Is it just you pay a set fee and each month you get something new? Is it like a subscription?
Yeah, it's exactly like a Patreon subscription to a mini provider. Yeah. So I was doing the Walking Dead one, but then I realized how I'll probably never play it, so I just switched it off the other day. But there were some nice moddies there for a while. Yeah. So that's that. But probably in bigger news was that last night, Jeremy, some new from your beloved faction. One of your original loves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The base aliens dropped. So let's bring that up. Just give me, before we concentrate on individual models, Jeremy, just give me first thoughts, first impressions, Rose. What are you?
Okay, so my first impression is overall general improvement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this page, I'm not immediately, I hate all of this, or what, I was like, my eye 100% went to the dragon. But it makes me curious is that it's a new dragon. Nias is back, right? That's immediately, so we know he's back, right? The Alohi, we need new Alohi. But just makes me think of like, if this is coming now, is this it? Are we going to get new Basalia plastics? Are they showing us these first? It kind of makes me curious to, is there more coming? Is this what we're getting? Have they just not released everything? I don't know. It's almost like if you're going to show off new models for a faction, show me everything at once, as opposed to drip it out. But I thought in general, pretty cool. But my instinct more of went to, where are my plastic Alohi? Where are I'm just curious, what else are we going to see, if anything?
Yeah, exactly. Mine is, at least it's consistent with the range. Yeah. And so with the existing range, and I would say that would have had to heavily influence design, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, the High Paladin on foot, I think fits in perfectly with things like the Abyss, right? What do you think of that model on its own?
I think that it is interesting. Let me pull up some. It definitely is Basalia, right? It's got the wings on the helmet. It's got, like you say, it's consistent to what they've designed. I don't know if I love the mace a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is that? Are you meant to kill people with it, or just bludgeon them?
I don't know. And to me, it's like, if you were to look up like hero poses in your Learn How to Sculpt Miniatures textbook, this is one of the poses you would see. To me, it's still just a little bit boring of a pose. It's a guy with a hammer up in the air. But it is consistent. It looks like it's got some great detail. I like that he has like the paladin's book on his looks like on his right hip.
Yeah.
It's just I would love to see this model from different angles. Because I saw some other pictures of the painted of this paint of Nias, and it looked way cooler. So I don't necessarily love of all the photos that they took. This is the one that they choose to use. Again, it's just stuff Mantic does that makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? But I mean, this to me is it's like a solid, you know, community plus level paint job. As far as the quality of the paint, it's not like a high end. It's not. I mean, it's not Angel Heralde. I forget that guy. It's not like a professional. You know what I mean? But it's still really good quality painted.
Yeah, I think I like that it fits with everything. Yeah, the weapon's a bit unusual for me. I just think another thing for my first impressions overall, I was hoping for something that really makes me want to buy Basalia, and I probably don't see it in this release.
No.
Yeah.
The dragon is flirting with that for me, right?
It is. Are they the old wings, though?
What I think is they tried to maintain, I think, the feel of the old Mantic dragon, which was like the stubby fat, the old man, that old Mantic dragon body or whatever. They tried to stay consistent to that design, but trying to give us a more dynamic pose, which it is definitely like a more dynamic pose. But it's still, I don't know, when you see something like this of a new model range, you want to see something that makes your panties drop and where you're like, I want to buy this. And
in front of your computer screen,
Exactly. Where you're like, I don't know.
Find your Sorbeline.
Yeah. Do I buy this or do I get some lotion or like, what do I do? You want to be trapped in the conundrum of that question. And unfortunately, these don't do that for me, but they're, I mean, the dragon's cool. I mean, it is, I bet you that painted, once like, maybe with some cool chromatic scales, or I think you could there is a lot to do with that miniature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the really interesting thing for me is that they did try and persist with Fat Dragon, because I think that's always been divisive. And that's exactly the vibe I got from this dragon first up. Although the longer I look at it, I much prefer the body. Like they've gone more of a muscular dragon than Fat Dragon. So it does look really powerful to me, and I really like that.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it's something, and we're going to talk about this with one of the other models too. I think it's something about the wings that are amiss that just look, that doesn't look quite
if they
right.
had, instead of being sort of like slicked back, if they were folded in and more wider, so you see this big giant like wingspan.
That's right. I think it's the scale of the wing. I think the wings look too small on that. Like it really should have this massive wingspan, I think.
Yeah. And they're sort of like instead of like left to right, they're kind of angled to where it's like back to forward. Where if you just had rotated the wings out, I think would have been a little bit more dynamic. And I've always said I will give Mantic kudos I've always wanted them to say there are many dragons in the world, but in Panathor, these are our dragons. So they've said dragons in their world are more sort of muscular fatties. Which I want to give them
muscular fatties. And look there, look who's joined us, Jeremy.
Dude,
I looked up and just saying,
and I was like,
fatties.
I had a guy quit on Tuesday, so I'm trying to.
Oh, bummer.
We started the episode, Rob, going, we're not sure, we're not quite sure. Is this the psychological power play of Rob Phaneuf where we've stood him up and he's now standing
No, I wish.
And seeing if we record on our own.
Well, what's funny is I was talking. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go work in the yard." And my wife's like, "Don't you have something to do at 2:00?" I'm like, "It's like 3:00." Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the episode, Rob. We're just talking. We've done community hobby. Vault
update, you didn't miss anything with a hobby for me. I mean, my hobby is. I think my hobby hasn't moved in like 3 weeks.
Your hobby's in your front yard from the pictures you made.
Oh yeah, but it's like literally like a table. Well, you can't see through all the mess, but there's a table sitting over there. I don't think those halfling models has moved in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
not one
nice.
bit. Yeah, it sucks.
But so while we're on it, Rob, let's get your first. We're talking the base alien models, but so I got it off Jeremy. Overall first impression before you talk specific models.
I like them. I like the color. I also like the fact that they feel like they tie back to the Basilean, like the armor and stuff.
That's exactly what we said. Yeah.
But we're gonna talk specifics. But yeah, in general, I like them. I mean, I think there's some that I like more than others. But just like the guy up in the, I don't know what her name is or his name, but I'm assuming that's going to be a character for a Champions box. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is High Paladin. Yeah. So that's what we said, is that it ties perfectly in. But what's that weapon, Rob? What do you reckon that is?
It probably has a name in Rome, right?
Yeah.
There's like the Centurion carries. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be a mace, but it just happens to look like wings? But there's not.
Maybe it's
definitely blunt force trauma.
Exactly. We could rename it. We'll call it the Basalian Beat Stick.
Yeah, the Basalian Beat Stick.
I like the TM. TM.
Yeah.
TM.
Yeah. So that's pretty much in line. And then we were talking about this evolution of Fat Dragon. So, and I've just said we were talking about what we think about the wings that might be a bit off. And I think because for the dragon's got a bit more muscular, maybe they're just actually not big enough. There's something about the scale there's something about the wings that makes the whole model feel a little bit off for me. But the longer I look at it, the more I like the body of the dragon.
He's badass, dude. You can tell, like that old board game model that we had, the dragon. Was that from Dungeon Saga maybe or something originally? It was garbage. This one,
I like how the dragon has a sense of motion, and it's dynamic, and that's something we've always wanted them to do more of, right? Is dynamic miniatures.
Yeah.
And I think what also too I love, its face is really good. How it's growling or screaming or roaring. To me, this dragon's face has so much character that there is a lot of narrative and storytelling happening in this miniature. So to me, I think of the group, it's definitely the
for sure,
the best
tactical rock, right? There's a tactical rock, which is
tactical,
right? He's hey, I'm leveraging. I'm one arm down here and I'm swiping with my left hand.
Which looking at it, I assume means that it's definitely not fitting that well on a 75. But there's something about, like you said, Jeremy, that pose, it makes you feel like it's a quite sentient thinking dragon. I think, that it's probably got its own personality. I'm trying to keep up with the cool kids, and racing through that Fourth Wing trilogy that's going to, I think Amazon might have picked it up as well to do a.
Have you been getting titillated as you read it? Because that's
there is a little bit of sauce in there, and it reminds me of like a black dragon in that. Did
I read correctly that the dragon's actually plastic?
Oh, hold on, let me.
I said somewhere I did see. No, I think it was like a combination of a bunch of different materials.
It's PVC, plastic, and resin.
Yeah. Oh God.
Wait, are you serious?
And it goes back to our conversation of like.
I'm gonna click order now. I'm gonna go look because
it's right. It's right there on your screen.
What are the odds of when you order this, you get the correct parts? You get the right resin parts and the right plastic parts.
All right, I don't like it as much now.
Yeah, I said, Rob, I think they're actually the original wings. I'm not convinced they're new wings.
They might be.
Huh.
I could be wrong, but they look eerily like original.
To be fair, if it's the same kind of plastic they used on the Halo miniatures, I think it'll be okay.
Okay, and then look at is that a lance with that weird, what the hell is on the tip of that lance? I do not like the rider. I think the dragon is cool, but when I start to look at the rider, I'm like, what the hell is going on with him?
You're not a big fan of his tip, Jeremy?
No, it's
I tell you what, if he pokes somebody and he's in the gut, the poor thing, because
the tip, the shaft,
poor thing.
What it is,
little guys.
Yeah. It's the tip to shaft ratio is off. The tip, you got to have like
it's too heavy. He ain't gonna be able to hit a target.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be able to get the brass ring when he's flying by.
No, if the tip is too big,
he's gonna lose the joust.
Shaft. You can't control the shaft. So
his lance is definitely tilted.
Yeah, you're right. No one's going to want to play with him.
No, not at all.
But the dragon's cool, right? I like the pose. I like the paint job. The model is hard. The details, it's hard to see because you can't really get in that close with the actual rider. And I guess I'm wondering, a question for you guys: are they going to just take that dragon and put different riders on it? What do you think? Because there's nothing about the dragon that says I'm a Basilean dragon.
Yeah, you're probably right, Rob.
Yeah.
But I would love to see some variety. Like there's nothing that will take away personality from a model quickly than just applying it across 6 different ranges, right? So, like, I hope, and I guess you could mirror it, but it wouldn't really change the personality of it. It's interesting there. See, it's got the collar goes around the neck too, so it's definitely a bit
it does have a bit of a Basilean, right?
It's like they took the old dragon and sent him to F45 or something for 12 months, and it's beefed up, developed some muscle. The scales are like abs. And yeah, I think the general vibe is good on that dragon, but
head sculpt looks great. Jeremy said the face looks awesome, and it's dynamic. He's in a very he's swinging around to the left.
Yeah.
He's about to swat somebody.
Yeah, like his claw, like everything from the neck to the right. The face and neck is great. The claw hand reaching out, is really awesome.
And I guess, although I'm just trying to think when face on, the only awkwardness from the gameplay there, right, is particularly with the tactical rock. If you pose it the same way, is it kind of looks like it's facing left instead of forward.
Yeah.
You have to remind your opponents which way.
No, you just say wherever the lance is pointing, that's where he's going. That's
my question is
follow his tip.
Follow his tip.
Is the rock a separate piece? Because if the rock is a separate piece, you could have him stepping on anything.
It's probably a separate piece, but you probably have an indentation where the foot drops.
But you could put anything there. You could put a wrecked.
You put a building. You could put a
building.
You could be stomping on a building, man. Come on,
giant. You put like a giant or something that he's stomped. So I think
pile of corpses, whatever.
Yeah, there could be some cool stuff you do with him.
You could put him on
that space.
Come on.
Yeah.
See, there's a little bit of space under that front claw, so that makes me think it is separate.
So I think
it's good. It's one of the things I don't like about the Zerkali one is that, I like the actual piece, but it doesn't allow you that flexibility. So I think that's a good move.
His claws though are on that right front. I don't know what they call it. Right front claw, like the actual claw parts are actually hanging over, so you're limited, right? You might be able to move them up, or you might be because you know what? Though, if it's PVC, though, you might be able to heat it up and actually, you might be able to form it. You might be able to customize it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, let's move on to the next one.
Oh,
which
okay.
Let's do Nias on the happiest line in the world.
I wonder, is Nias the exact same sculpt from before and only just upgraded? Because he looks very similar to the metal version. The lion looks completely different, but yeah, I mean, the rider looks fine. There's a funny expression on the lion's face, but that might just be the angle they've got the picture from. Because he might look more menacing if you get it at the right angle.
It looks like he's riding a lot like the Lion Man from the Wizard of Oz or something.
Well, I was going to say too. Did you notice his claws? That's not like an actual lion. There's too many claws coming out, and he's got almost like feathers down by his arm,
and so
almost like a part owl bear or something.
I was just looking. This is resin too,
right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yes, and I was actually going to pick up on that, Rob. The fur almost look feather-like,
like an owl bear or something. Yeah, it's cool. And the tail, you could paint it like a traditional lion, but you could also make it, you could almost make him look like a little bit of like a small manticore or something. So it's cool.
The longer I look at this one and look at the detail of the clip on his shoulder, on Nice's shoulder, he's got a lion head clip.
Amazing.
I think this is my favorite model. If I'm hoping that you're right about the angle of the pose, Rob. And
go look on Fanatics right now. There's a closer up picture of it.
That's what do you think?
It's much better. So I think
much better.
Go see if you can go find that post and take a look at that.
Go on 4chan. They probably have it.
It's a Glenn Waring's post, so he puts it on there, and it's a little bit better of a picture, I think.
By the way, Glenn did a great job on these paint jobs. They're awesome. I like. The dragon looks amazing,
Which is interesting because I didn't immediately get Glenn. I actually said this doesn't look like a Glenn job to me. I thought they don't look quite the same as some of his other stuff.
I think, like, if you look at his, I don't know what they're called, but the larger Zerkali beast guys, the ones that are more like barbarians, like he used a different style of painting technique. But on this one, there's more blending. But I think, well, I think the color has more to play than anything on this.
Yeah, you're right. From up close in that angle,
it almost looked like he was smiling or something, right? Yeah. But this, this pose that the picture that Glenn's posted, he looks menacing. He'd scare the hell out of me. You know,
but there's a bird-esque vibe about the legs, isn't there? And
correct. Yeah, I love it. He's riding a lion, but it's a fantasy world. It's not an actual African lion, right? It's got to have its own little twist. And I think taking it farther, they could have put him on an owl bear or something.
Because he's not in the base rules, is he? But in version 3, he was quick as well. So maybe that's speaking to. I think he was speed 9 or something, which is quicker than most cavalry. So maybe it's speaking to the theme that they'll be going for in the rules, because he doesn't. Yeah. He's not in the 4th list at the moment, is he?
No, he's not. So he's coming back. So, which when he was not in the 4th list, that's what a lot of base alien people had hoped, that we were getting a new model for him.
Well, Glenn actually commented on the lion theme in his thing. He said, "Why is the lion laughing? Because it knows which model it just replaced."
That's funny. He's like, "Ha, look at me, sucker."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. The more I look at this, I think this is the best one.
I think so.
Well, and even the terrain pieces on the base is amazing, dude. And you mentioned the lion on his shoulder. That's maybe the coolest looking piece of armor that they've had. It's really cool.
No, I dig it. Yeah. I dig it a lot.
I agree. So let's I'll bring up the last model.
Yeah, there's one derby model that we can talk about, which I don't know. It's fine. It's serviceable.
It's not fine.
It's the Urholohai, right? So here's my only criticism. I can't really tell if the eyes are actually like, it almost looks like there's no eye. Maybe the eyes are closed because he's.
I think that's an interpretation. Okay. I think he's just painted.
Yeah, but the wings, and I would love to see this model from the other side. The wings look, well,
too small again.
Too small and almost too thick, if that makes sense. Not as feathery as I would expect an angel to have. So. And that might be because of the fact that it's resin, and they didn't want to make them too big. Maybe.
And I don't love the cloud / smoky.
It reminds me of it. There's a character from the Halflings that have something similar to that, right? Where he's standing in like a pot or something.
And the EJs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm assuming it's meant to represent that they're coming from the clouds, but I'm like, why? Why do we need that? They look like angels. We know where they come from.
Yeah.
It says it right there on the tin.
It looks like a poorly designed model from 1998. That's what it is.
And again, I guess what we touched on before you joined us, Rob, was that they have obviously definitely gone to fit an aesthetic, that an existing aesthetic. And we've got that in the armor and everything still. But to me, it looks like with the wings, they've tried to match the old crappy wings, and it makes me worry that we're not getting new Aloha.
No, I think are we going to get new Aloha that look like this? I think
come on, Mr. Negativity, what's going on? The roles have been reversed.
You missed my heel turn earlier.
Oh, you've missed. Wait till you listen to this back, Robert.
Oh Lord, I can't wait.
I'm just so tired. No, I think the sword is really cool. I think his armor is really cool. But it's like he's like this. Why not make it big and make the wings big and make it? It's supposed to. These are supposed to be terrifying god-like creatures, not a dude with like sitting on whipped cream, whipped cream, or like who knows what the hell he's standing on? I don't know.
What you're talking about though is
maybe it came to the tip of the dragon.
Yeah,
maybe it is.
I mean, what you want, Jeremy, is something like Raging Heroes would have given us. Right.
And it doesn't have to be like that. Be your own thing, Mantic. But to me, this is like looks like a human walking on I don't know what with little tiny baby wings. Like I wouldn't be
walking in Memphis or something. I don't know.
It's
He's
a
dancing. You know what? Maybe he's moonwalking and that's kicking up a cloud of smoke.
Well, they are also meant to be large infantry, right?
Yeah.
And so this looks more infantry scale. I mean,
I can't tell though. That's a 40 millimeter base, right?
It will be 40, so maybe it's bigger than what it looks initially.
Yeah.
And this one I haven't seen other pictures of, so maybe this is just not a great angle. So give credit
again. I think if you got rid of the wings and the smoke, you've got the basis of a good model.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I just don't
I think the armor's right, the face is good.
Take the wings like from this and go like this, just like the dragon. The idea of have the wings like this, not like that. You know what I mean?
Is this the new fist on the ground from Mantic, that the wings are always drawn back on everything?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That might be how it's probably a one-piece model, maybe.
Well, if it's resin, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, well.
Yeah, it could be. I hope it is because it's a two-handed sword and they generally don't do two-handed
Oh, God, I hate
well.
that. Yeah. Well, you know what? You answered it. It's probably not a one-piece model because it would be very hard.
I think the wings will be separate. I think the wings will be separate.
Maybe even the arm, because unless the arm is touching the front plate, it's hard.
Well, actually, now I'm looking at it. See that line just below the left?
Oh, it could just be the hand.
I reckon that's a join. I reckon the right arm will come with the left hand already on the sword. Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate putting together models like that. It's so hard. Rob,
but I think the basis is there.
Yeah.
But this, I don't think much of this, unfortunately, will force people to rush out and buy a new.
Well, we're waiting on the plastics, right? That's what we're waiting on. The plastics,
if they come, are we definitely getting base alien plastics?
Your guess is as mine, but I'm optimistic. Because come on,
do you think if they were to come out with more new stuff that they would show you a few things here and then wait a couple weeks, show you a few more things, or would you want to see everything, all the new Basileans all at once?
I definitely want to see it all at once, particularly when you want to buy sisters, right? I mean, I think, I really like some of their existing stuff, but there's so much about the sisters at the heart of the Basilian folklore, It's, and there's some of the models that have been left behind.
Well, we don't know, right? I mean, the lead army is forces of nature, so we expect a lot from that. Also, you just made me think about something, you guys. They're following the trend, right? Like they have shown the hero from the ogre army. They've shown the hero from this is just they're just going through all the heroes. So I guess at some point we're going to see some actual models from forces of nature, and then maybe we'll get the troops.
Yeah,
but I think they've redone their army boxes already. So I'm pretty sure we've got army boxes.
There's a new version of, but there's a battalion box, which
there's a battalion box
and all the plastics that they've come out with, but there's no sisters in it.
No, so that says to me there won't be plastic sisters.
Come on, don't poo-poo my Cheerios.
Surely you can't redo the battalion box and then redo it again when you bring it.
You could have a different battalion.
My sense is this is what my fear is. They said the lead army in the book would have the most stuff, and some of the other armies would have new characters or new. My instinct is my fear is this is all we're seeing for new Basileans model wise was what they showed us.
Well, nobody plays them anyways, right?
Yeah, because we got
Well, that ain't gonna change
long ago, right? We got new knights.
Yeah,
not that
knights are cool.
Yeah.
And really, to be fair, if they just had a scout, like a sisterhood.
Hold on. Are those crossbows, are they old?
No, those are the new plastics.
Those look different to me.
Those are the new plastics that came in the Champions box.
Oh, in the Champions box. Right.
Well, okay. I think it predates that, though, right? Because the new Men at Arms is... That's the
multi-part kit, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And what we've been saying forever is they need a sisterhood plastic kit that can make scouts our sisterhood, and they
Panther
needed
cavalry,
and they needed
chariots,
and an Alohi plastic kit that you could make Julius, Samacris, an Alohi, and regular Alohi. But I don't see any of
those. Don't poo-poo my Cheerios, Jeremy.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe
I don't expect Christmas, but
maybe they'll prove us wrong. Hopefully, but
But well, hopefully, because that's literally just the only thing that's really missing from Basalia now, right?
Yeah.
Is a Sisters kit and a Lohi kit. And then anything else that they come up with, they can fill with SDLs and resin.
Yeah,
you know?
Panther Cavalry. They could just
Yeah.
make some. I mean, they could do what they did. And you know what? Dare that be what they're doing? Because I don't. Is there going to be like a? I mean, have you guys heard if there's going to be a 3D printable army in this book? Is that going to be the herd? I mean, if not, certainly they could augment
I
this.
don't think it's going to be the herd. I'm not sure. But also Ronnie kind of walked away from the fact that there might be one in every book. So
yeah. I think he did say that. He didn't. I don't think he committed that every book's going to have an STL.
It's just Basilea is like one of their cool Mantic only IP armies. The fact that they have not done a full up and down redo of this army to me is just like hard. I just can't fathom it.
Well, all they need is a few kits. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Those plastics are awesome. I'm having built the Champions kit, the cavalry, the men at arms, and the sprue with it's got the crossbows and the hand weapon shields. Love them, but those PVC are derpy Alohi need, and the I guess they're resin now, but those Alohi special characters need to be redone as well. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's you made a good point about Raging Heroes before, Rob, is that part of the problem here is there are some really good angel models around, not just from them. Like if you search for angel models on My Mini Factory, you get some insanely good looking stuff. You know?
100%.
But some people are they're more important to some people is that the new stuff matches the old stuff really well. So, what I'm saying is like art is in the eye of the beholder, and there's probably some people that like love that Urholohai model. And you know what? I will be happy to change my tune as soon as I get it in my hand. Right. I mean, sometimes
you're exactly right, Rob. Any of the new stuff, if you painted it and put it with Mantic base alien stuff that you already have, it would feel, I think, like part of that army. Right.
Yeah.
So it would not feel out of place if it is consistent.
I mean, ogres, they've got some great kits in that. The Palace Ogre Guard, like those are Palace Guard, Ogre Palace Guard. I mean, they're a great kit. So
I guess some of my, I don't know, saltiness comes from now that I'm sort of sitting on the outside a little bit, not playing as much. I'm hoping for the thing that's going to come out that's going to call me back. That's going to be like, dude, it's time to return home. And my love of base aliens was
By the way, did you guys just see that they just posted this afternoon a 3D of the dragon that spins?
No,
so
where is that?
Drop a link in the chat here.
But yeah, Jeremy, that's going to call you home, and the dragon's tip doesn't do it for you.
No. And then I was like, oh well, like a new cool Elohi kit, and maybe they're going to be like, aha, screw you, Jeremy, and they're going to have all this stuff, and I'm going to eat my words, and my heel turn only is going to last one episode, and next episode I'm going to be Mr. Buddha, but
this dragon model is pretty dope, dude. I mean, it needs a lot deeper, a lot bigger than I was expecting.
The wings do look bigger from that other angle.
Oh wow, that looks.
See that is a powerful wing. You don't see most of it from that one picture.
Dope. So, and when it's abdomen and side on the side with the arm reaching out, that looks really dynamic and cool. So yeah, 100%. That model is dope.
Yeah, and it's cool. And I love the scales on his
tail. His tail.
He definitely had leg day too, man. Look at that little legs. He's gonna stomp somebody.
Yeah. See, I would be excited to do that model. That is definitely a cool, 100% cool model.
Sure. Yeah.
Actually, do you know with those? I wonder if we can see with the wings. I wonder if I Google Bay Basilian Dragon whether we'd get a picture of the old. No, they're definitely new wings. They're definitely new wings. They're not the same ones.
Yeah, they're better sculpted too. And that gives me hope too, because like the other one was like soft PVC, right? Like a board game piece. So, my hope is that we get the same, because I mean the stuff that they've got for Halo is pretty good. So and from a durability standpoint, I would kind of appreciate the extra durability of a stronger material. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys. I've had many a big monster with wings that constantly. I mean, I have a mammoth. It's a resin mammoth. I got a couple of them, and I can't tell you how many times the tusks have broken off, and I've had to go in there and pin it. And
PVC is not what they're calling that. Wasn't there a newish plastic that Ronnie was?
Well, you're talking about that mastercrafted resin. That's something different.
I know.
They're not
I thought he was also talking about a newish plastic as well.
Well, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for because I don't really have a Basilea army, but it's pretty bad.
I'm kind of like Jeremy. I think I don't mind the models, but I was hoping. To me, and I've heard a couple of times that Mantic don't necessarily believe this the same way, that Basilea is a big flagship for them, flagship IP. But to me, it's always been at the center of the universe, and I was hoping for something big from Basilea.
And like you said, maybe it's a flagship army because I love it and I played it, but it's not treated like one, right? I mean, to me, they've done way more full, like all the newer stuff, like whether Zerkali or Halflings or Northern Light. There's so many other factions that have had a top-to-down reboot that is way more new models, way more cool hard plastics. That I guess I was hoping for this, like you was hoping for the same, for this to bring this faction up to date with like Zerkali or like some of the newer stuff. And
sorry, you finished, Jeremy. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and if this is all we get, to me, that's a missed opportunity.
Like, I get why it's challenging with Basilea because there's a whole bunch of the range that's not that old, right? Like the like you said, Rob, the Men at Arms kit isn't that old.
Yeah,
the Knights are pretty new. Like the Ogre Palace Guard, you wouldn't change. But so I get that it would be hard for a full, but it just doesn't like. I think they could have still made it feel newer. Yeah, and probably that would have been Aloe. Like, as good as that dragon is, that wouldn't have been in my first run of something to get out in plastic. Because hardly anyone takes dragons anyway.
Well, maybe we're going to see a reason to take a dragon in the rules, maybe.
Yeah. One thing putting my army together that I had been thinking, and I was wondering overall whether it was maybe a bit of a direction, and we won't probably know until we see nature, is we talk about consistently how painting large numbers of models is hard, right? And maybe a barrier to entry. Both the Zerkali and the new Trident realms scaled slightly bigger to where you're putting less models on the base. And I do wonder if that's actually a subtle overall design aesthetic to move things to a bit bigger so that you don't have to paint as many.
So your multi-basing will look fuller, and you can maybe go a model 2 or less, and then still have
So you're painting slightly less models. Yeah,
I mean, and that makes sense. And I've always been lean into multi-basing, and which they've done, which has been really awesome, and super kudos to them. They've realized that that's like a big, awesome part of the game is the multi-basing. So that is cool that they've really fully leaned into that. So super kudos.
Although not with the Wild Fangs. Have you seen Glenn's Wild Fangs?
I don't know if I have seen them.
Is that what he posted today or yesterday?
Yeah, these. And he's managed to get all 6 onto a base. There. Aren't they nice?
Oh my God, those look so good.
Yeah.
I love his. Wow, his color choice is really good. Where is that posted? I got to go give him.
It's on Fanatics, I'm sure.
Is that on Fanatics?
It's on Fanatics. And you can see that, like, it just varies too. Like, some of the tips of the fur is dark, but some of it is light. It's just he's done an incredible job.
He used all the same color paints, but it's got a range,
Yeah.
Like, it's all basically the same color, but it works because there's a lot of parts that are a little more muted and some are more pop with more white and gray. And I love how it pops against the purple and that, gold color. It's amazing.
And look at the eyes.
Yeah.
Like how he's nailed the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
these to me scream Knowles.
Have we had him on the show before, Rob?
No, I don't think we have. We'll get him on at some point.
Yeah,
he's a big star though. He's got his own show.
But he might be too big for us now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What is? where is he from? I'm just not
Chan.
familiar.
Right.
Oh, Bane Chan. Okay.
Or Bane Chat. I said Bane Chat. But yes, Bane Chat. Bane Chat. Chat. Sorry.
I love Max K's comment on it. Can you see that where I've shared it? He's just done a hot dog emoji.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. I also like his basing. It's relatively simple, right? Looks like maybe some texture paste and some rock and some static grass flocking, clumps. It's great. It's really, really awesome. And what's funny is I don't know how many poses, because is that a resin kit or is that plastic?
I don't know, actually.
But so some people would have, I may have had, like, if there is a concern of not having enough poses, I can't tell from looking at that base. They all look very dynamic and all different and unique and stuff. Oh no, it's definitely resin. Because look, the guy now that they say that, the guy on the very far left and the guy on the very far right isn't. I say that they look like the same pose, but he's done a good enough job that it looks different enough to me. So yeah, it's cool. It's awesome.
No, I think they look fantastic, like you said. For similarly with models with similar stances, how he's based them as far as their angles, they look like 6 different models.
Yeah, they might actually be 6 different models, because I am looking at
plastic.
They're plastic, kits, dude.
Because they're in the Planestalker / Wild Fang.
No, the texture on his hair and muscles is super good. His metals are great. His purple is good. His color of the off white and purple, but with the warm gold, is really nice color choices.
Whereas I'm going to put on the screen the box art for you.
Is it the same thing? No, it's brown, I think. Right? Yeah.
And look at just even it just does not look like there's any.
Oh yeah.
Definition
the other one, Glenn's are really
same paint job, same painter though, right?
They need to replace that artwork ASAP
with his new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, did he paint these too?
Didn't he?
I'm not sure if he painted these ones.
I'm not sure.
Well,
great job. Yeah. And their stuff's looking awesome.
Yeah, but the guys with the bows, if he used the same color scheme, they totally would look like the ones from Robin Hood, from the 1973 Disney animation. Because they'd have purple cloaks.
Yeah.
It'd be
I've just been watching that recently. Weirdly, just found it
the forest, dude.
I love it. I love it.
Last of the day. Yeah,
love it. Love it.
I love
the
Disney
not Big Bear.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is watching all those ones back is how they're exactly the same voice actors in every.
Yeah. Well, the guy that plays Baloo in Jungle Book is the same voice in Robin Hood. It's the same year.
Little John walking through the forest.
Oh, Jeremy. Remember, I was born the same year that was made, right? So I think. Yeah.
That was one of my go-tos when I was a kid.
Oh, for sure.
And so that just reminds me, you didn't hear it, Rob, but Jeremy, I think I got distracted when Jeremy was talking about basically, kings might be a little bit like an island that you can always come back to or something. And I was like, well, Rob and I just have to be his islands in the stream.
Oh, yeah.
That is written by Barry Gibbs.
Yeah.
The fact you even know that song, though, Matt, is funny because you're not even that old. So,
well, everyone knows classics.
That's true.
Yeah,
even
and it is one. That's got to be. We got to do a duet of that at Lone Wolf Karaoke.
Oh my gosh,
Rob, do Islands in the Stream.
Island, but you have to change the words and something piece of war related.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a while. We're due, Jeremy.
No.
Yeah. We haven't done a parody song in a while.
We need to do one.
I think there is something to be addressed off script, lads.
Yeah.
You two have been repetitively called out on multiple episodes that I've heard of.
I haven't even heard any of them, but people have told me that I've been called out.
About your Clash of Kings commitments.
I know. It's done.
For the UK.
I'm not going to any tournaments this year.
Not going to happen.
I'm not. There's no tournaments for me. Unfortunately, just with work. But I'm optimistic that in the fall, maybe things will turn around and I'll have more free time. So I'm hoping.
Well, we still haven't been able to start building our new practice after the site burnt down. So, that's dragging all out.
The other thing that I do want to make a mention here, because it'll probably happen before you'll hear this before, is that Mantic did reach out and did send me the new terrain box set. So we will be doing a podcast on it, breaking it down. We'll do some videos on unboxing, and I've already given it a look. No, but yeah, we'll be doing some videos on the set, and I think, looking at it, there's probably a way to really bling it out if you wanted to. Probably defeats the purpose of having a more simpler piece of terrain that you can pack away easier. But I don't do anything.
Sometimes it's cool to know, like, how if I want to turn it up to 11,
Yeah.
Like, what can I do for that?
Well,
So I'm
like
excited.
the Plastic Hills, I mean, I'll spoil it. Like the Plastic Hills, like would be amazing if you had a whole bunch of these tables because they would be able to nest. You could stack them up. They're two different shapes, but if you had up like 4 or 5 of the one shape, they would all stack together and take up no room in the box. But
and from what he said, I think that was Ronnie's intention. That a TO might be able to buy say 5 of those, and I just can't believe you actually got something for free, Rob. Lucky you've declared your being compromised there.
Well, yeah, I have to. I'm always honest when they. Yeah, you're right. It's been a while, right? Since I mean, to be fair, they've always been very 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 generous with the books and stuff, right? PDFs and the like and stuff like that. So, and we got the hard copy of the book earlier last year, or at the end of last year. So, yeah. I think this is an Alex thing. I think he's really making concerted effort to have a coordinated marketing efforts. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, very cool. He's been doing a lot of hard work, I know, since he came.
He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm just, I think the future's bright with Mantic. They've got some real talent there. That
Well, wait till you hear about my warehouse rant at the start, though. Right?
Oh no,
Doesn't matter what talent you. Well, no, I'm still waiting for months later for them to fix an order through the guy I ordered. So we basically said that it doesn't matter if you knock it out of the park with your models if you're packing them wrong or not sending the right models. Unfortunately, so much stuff is improving, yet they just keep pooping the bed.
Yeah, at some point you almost, if you can't get your quality under control to a reasonable level, you should outsource it to somebody that knows not everybody's core strength is manufacturing, right? But, and maybe that's ultimately what needs to happen is they need to find a third party logistics person. So
yeah,
well, awesome, guys. I'm glad I was able to join you guys at the tail end, meetings and stuff. And as Matt, you
missed the tip, but you get the tail.
Yeah, and as Matt alluded to, I'm working on a 1-for-1 multi-base right now. So in real scale. So true scale? I don't know, but yeah. So that's a.
You should put some. You should blow up some Zircali bottles and put them in your front yard.
Oh, right now, it's all dirt. The dirt got delivered. For those in here, I'm putting in a new lawn, and it's like, it's a whole thing. So you know what? It would be easy if I was just putting in a new lawn, but I'm putting in a new lawn under a tree that the roots are all, so it's not like I could just till it and put a new lawn in. I've got to work around this giant tree. So yeah, it's been. My wife's sick of it. She's like, this just needs to stop, and I'm like, it is what it is, man. Like at this point, I've committed. So like,
Oh yeah, we can stop now if you want to back the front yard.
Yeah, I was like, I'm at this point, I'm committed. Like, neighbors are coming by and they're like, "What the hell are you doing? You just building an underground bunker?" I'm like, "No, I'm, it's just me. It's just me. If I had a whole team, I would have been done by now."
Rob's become a prepper. He's like building his bunker.
Yeah, I've got a little side entrance.
Why have you been getting so many tins of baked beans?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know. You guys have any Keys of War coming up? I'm trying to get to the store this week, hopefully, to get some Keys of War. It's been a couple months since I've gotten some games in, so I am going to try to get out there and get some games in.
Yeah, I've got the second Kakwa Cup in about 3 or 4 weeks, which I've got. Cool. I'm really hoping to finish the Trident Realms, but that was part of my gripe earlier. Is that I said to Jeremy, when you're on such a run, and then I'd pivoted to building and painting to a list, to then have to stop because they didn't send me the right models or didn't send the shop the right models, and it's taken them more than 2 or 3 months and it's still not sorted. That's what makes me mad.
You need to reach out and go, "Do you know who this is for?" The guy you ordered through, you should be like, "Hey, Mantic, do you know who this is for? This is Matt Bloody Crozier."
Well, to be honest, I got him to drag Ronnie into it. I said, because he had Ronnie's email address from it. I said, CC him, and then the guy I met, he goes, "Can you stop CCing Ronnie?" I said, "Mate, you just keep going. Keep going."
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, I have faith that they'll figure it out at some point, but it is disappointing
it's disappointing because it's a 10-year problem.
Yeah. It's maybe they're not going to figure it out, Matt. Maybe we should just acknowledge they're not going to figure this out. So,
but anyway, so I'll get a cracking eventually.
Yeah. Is it the Kraken is the old PVC?
It's the one it doubles with the Terra or something.
Yeah. Oh, the Kraken is all PVC, right? Is it the Kraken that has, or is it the Terror? The Terror is the one that has the resin bits that you add to the base of the Kraken, right? Do I have that backwards?
I don't think I've actually handled one, so I don't know what it's made out of, to be honest.
And it's
what is it?
What's the game? It's like Dungeon Saga, but the sci-fi version, right? That's what it's.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Isn't it too big to be in like a board game or something?
I don't know, dude. I just work here. You're the expert. But I have one, and I have assembled it. I know the Terror.
No, you're right. It's resin and PVC.
Yeah. So I think the Kraken is all PVC. I think the Terror is the PVC Kraken, but then it's got a different face and some arms and stuff that you add to it. Or I might have that backwards. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right. The tentacles are probably all resin.
I like resin tentacles. Wait for Jeremy to go.
I don't know why that tickles me, but it just
no
I'll have to clip that one up. We'll have to clip that one.
No, we can't even see Jeremy's eyes because he's looking at that hentai right now.
A little bit of some Yoroso Kadoshi, Legend of the Overfiend. For those who know, you know.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. Well, why don't we wrap it up there? Hey?
Okay.
I think
that sounds good.
I think we've discussed the new stuff coming out. A little bit different, the Fireside, because we're all too busy and underprepared.
Yeah. But, we still need to get our UB game in sometime, Matt. I know we've been talking about trying to get some UB in so I can actually play my Zerkali before I put together and spend 5 years painting them. I should probably play a game with them.
Let's be honest. At this point, Jeremy, are you really going to get them finished?
No, probably not. But
you'll start.
Yeah,
and you'll have a cool unit.
Yeah, I'll have a unit or a hero, or I'll do a dragon that will be cool.
What you really need to do, Jeremy, is keep it on the down low and just go pump it out.
Yeah, that's what
I said.
Oh, is that what you said?
I've got this fear that we're ripping into him, and at the end of your episode, he'll just go, ta-da!
Yeah, little do you guys know if I turned.
I had some little
over here.
I had somebody paint this for me, and it's all done.
You see my fully painted Zerkali army that's already done. And I played 100 games with.
That's what you need to get Dr. Stacey to do, is get you someone to commission it for you.
Oh yeah,
and then you just turn up and you claim it as your own.
Yeah. Oh no, I painted this. This is mine. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Actually, he's so much of a snob. He's like, I didn't paint that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Guys have painted this shit.
It's painted. Yeah. Hey, they have hero clicks, Jeremy. If it's more your cup of tea,
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss you guys so much. I feel good about myself and the direction of my life. You guys keep me humble. I'm soaring with the eagle's wings, and you pull me down. But that's good.
You're ignorant of someone, and we're holding a lighter.
I need to be on the earth. I can't be soaring in the clouds. Too.
No,
so you guys
far fall.
Yeah,
you die.
Exactly. So now I'm just good. When I fall, I just tip over.
Yeah, we might be your island in the stream, but God, we've got some rough rocks there for you to land on.
Jeez Louise.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed that ramble through Panathor today. And until next time, keep countercharging.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Countercharge. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at counterchargepodcast@gmail.com, on Twitter @countercharge15, or by commenting on the Countercharge Kings of War podcast Facebook group. If you enjoy the show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Until next time, keep countercharging. Music is a composition of Kevin MacLeod and is licensed under Creative Commons.